Welcome back, fam and crew, creeps and peeps. Got a haul video for you today. This is a mixture of a few different things, mostly comics, but then also some cassette tapes of all things. Now this we got a while back. My child and I went to, where did we go? Des Moines, Iowa, to see the band Armor for Sleep, because they were doing a 20th anniversary tour of their 2005 album What to Do When You Were Dead, which is one of my favorite albums of theirs. I actually love all their albums, but What to Do When You're Dead, their second album, is definitely up there. I love the color pattern of this album. So I think they said there's only 100 of these cassettes. I think maybe we bought 3. The red cassette there. I think I bought one for myself, my daughter, and then her. I think we bought one for her girlfriend, if I remember correctly. Maybe I just bought 2. I don't remember. But pretty cool. Love that album. And then on October 8th in Lawrence, Kansas, I went and saw a band called Elliot. Kind of a post-hardcore, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, emo-ish kind of band. I don't really know how you'd qualify them. This is their album, U.S. Songs, originally 1998, Revelation Records. Kind of like a metallic-looking color. All the lyrics and liner notes and everything. U.S. Songs is an album I don't listen to as much, but a lot of the tracks, or a couple of the tracks from it, they had a 2005 release called Photo Recording, which is like, it was like a live album that they recorded live in studio. So it wasn't live at like a show, they just record all the songs live in a studio, but like they kind of ranged through all the different albums. So there's a couple tracks on here that's on it, as well as a couple tracks off the other ones. But put it in wrong. Pretty sweet, like that one. And then we have False Cathedrals. This is the first album of theirs I ever bought. I saw them in May of 2003 at a place called El Torreon in Kansas City, Missouri. They were playing with Further Seems Forever and a band called 238. And I'd never heard of them before, and I really liked their set, so I talked to a couple of the guys in the band afterwards, and this was the newest album they had at the time. I think this was 2000? Yeah, so they didn't... It's the 1998, 2000. It's kind of a smoky black and gold color. I like that. So there's a new album they had out at the time, and I think in late 03 or maybe even early 04, Song in the Air came out, which is this one here, which I really enjoy. 2003, Revelation Records. Well, this came out after I saw them live. Maybe if I remember, I'll throw up some still frames of Lead in Brilliant. I like this. I like that album a lot. Like Photo Recording, I think I is the one I probably listen to the most because it's kind of a really great version of a lot of these songs from these albums. But False Cathedrals I really dig. Song of the Air, of course, means a lot because it's the one that came out, after I was a fan of theirs. But this is a band that I said I saw in 03. The last recording they ever had was 05. And so for the last 20 years, I became a bigger fan of them, in the downtime when they haven't been around. So I was really surprised to see that they did a tour. So I never thought they'd be a band I'd get to see again because a lot of their music has meant a lot to me in the past 20 years or so. So Elliot, 3 cassettes. Arm for Sleep, 1 cassette. Pretty cool. But I'll throw up a picture here of meeting Chris Higdon, the lead vocalist and songwriter for Elliot. It was really cool meeting him. The thing is, I don't remember in 2003 who I talked to out of the band. If it was Chris or if it's somebody else. Or maybe I was just talking to the merch guy. I don't know. It's been so long. 22 years. And then went to the comic book shop for the first time in, 4 or 5 months. Because I loaned all my Crow books to the owner last October. And here it is October again, like a year later. And I just haven't got around to picking up the book. So finally went and picked those up and bought a couple things. I said I wasn't going to go crazy, but I ended up going crazy. But so let's see what we got here. So the newest things I got, as far as newer releases, we have The Missionary from Distillery. I think this is issue 3. I believe it's only 3 issues. I'm not sure when this one came out, but I do have the other 2. Pretty much anything from Distillery, I buy. I always say I am trying to like not buy single issues anymore, but just wait for like the trade paperbacks, graphic novels, or hardcovers, whatever. And this is a newer one from Distillery called Endeavor, issue 1. So I think this is the only ongoing one that they have right now, because usually they had a bunch of titles coming out all at once. But when I checked the Distillery section, it was all stuff that I already have, except for that Missionary one, and well, obviously just the 2 that I just showed you. And since I haven't been in there in 6 months or so, I was kind of surprised. And then I asked the owner if he had anything kind of very noir-ish. I really like 30s, 40s, early 50s, that kind of noir settings. But he said he had this one, The Loose End, which is kind of like gangster, mobster, casino stuff, but it's not from I think it said it takes place in the 60s, maybe. Maybe it's modern day. I don't know. So I figured I'd try this one out, because this company, this Hard Case Crime, the owner of the comic shop loaned me a book. I forget what it's called. We saw it. I'm pretty sure we saw it in a video before. So I'm gonna give that a read. And then I went through the half price bin on trade paperbacks and just picked up some random ones. So I got Escape from New York Volume 2, which I don't even think I have Volume 1. I know I have some of the Big Trouble Little China ones. Just rewatched that movie the other day. I need to rewatch Escape from LA because it's better than you remember. And then I picked up The Last Days of American Crime from Radical Comics, book 1 of 3. So I can't tell if this is I don't know, it just looked cool. So it looks like it's 1 issue, or maybe it's a combined issue trade paperback. I don't know. You give that a read, see what's what. And then I picked up Parasomnia, Volume 1 from Dark Horse, and then Volume 2 from Dark Horse. Now this is one, I think I've read the first issue, maybe first 2 or 3 issues, because when I was buying those big long boxes of comics, just buying hundreds of them at a time, this was one of the books that I got multiple copies of. So I'll give those a read. I said, because these look better on the shelf, because you can at least like line them up and make them look all nice and fancy, as opposed to comics. You can't really do that with. And then I picked up the last 2. Picked up Manor Black, Volume 1, also from Dark Horse. I think I might have read the first issue of this as well, back when I was picking up the long box of comics. And then Manor Black, issue 2, or Volume 2. From the creators of Harrow County and The Sixth Gun. Probably collects issues like 4, 5, and 6, I would say. But. So that is my comic and cassette haul. Hopefully I'll be doing a little bit more here and there. Just moving out, getting my own place and doing all that kind of stuff again. I've been focusing on VHS tapes and getting all that kind of stuff squared away. So now I have a little bit of extra cash to spend. And I can fall back into that habit of doing some haul videos here and there. Hope you're well where you are. Like, comment, share, subscribe.